And I think that a lot of seeing them was like, oh, wow, that immigrant story that I read about, you know, model minority myth and Einstein visas and Chinese Exclusion Act suddenly aren't these things that I've read in textbooks, but it's like my family. And I know it sounds so obvious, but it was this thing, like this light bulb moment that just made all my history and sociological endeavors over the last year mean so much more, right? Like, y'all have grown with me. Y'all, like, listening to Tigress, if you go a few episodes back, I was doing this transformative justice, like accountability coaching, learning about like Chinese Exclusion Act and learning about what the model minority myth was and how it was like built by white owned media to, you know, and rooted in anti-Blackness. And I think that there was, for me, just such a big difference in the last few weeks of contextualizing that in a very personal way. I was actually going into the weekend thinking, I want this to be a positive experience where just nobody fights. Like, that was my expectation. Like, not that we were gonna build a relationship and be best friends. It was like, I wanna see my grandparents, because what if 15 years go by and I don't see them, right? Like, what if I don't see them until I have kids? What if it is another bad outburst and there's a big fight and like, I don't see them ever again, you know? So I wasn't going in with a lot of expectations. I arrived first. So I get to the airport and I'm like shaking and like scared that they're not gonna like me. I put like so much thought into what I was wearing, because the last time I saw my grandmother when I was like not yet hitting puberty, I remember my grandmother commenting a lot on like showing cleavage. She called it like my ditch. Like, she was always like, don't show your ditch. Like, you know, always scared that I was gonna get kidnapped if I showed my ditch, which was my cleavage.